Today we are joined by the dynamic sibling duo who are taking the Canadian music scene by storm. First, we have Shannon with a vocal so powerful, legend has it she can charm a grizzly bear out of hibernation. But in all seriousness, this girl can belt out a lullaby and still blow the roof off the stadium. Second, we have the legendary Brendan, who's her guitar shredded partner in crime that keeps things grounded and has riffs that are sharp enough to cut through any awkward silence. Nice. They played everything from packed venues to festival stages, and through it all, they've stayed down to earth, wildly talented, and always looking to enjoy the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, Shannon and Brendan.
Stronger, harder, faster, healthier, better.
Hey guys, I appreciate you guys coming on to the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you. That was a great intro.
Yeah, so usually what we do is we like to start off, we ask our guests what their favorite beverage is. Wine, beer, you're sharing wine with Stacey, our podcast producer. So we're going to open up our beer. Okay, let's take a little sip and then let's just take a little chat. Yeah?
Cheers.
Cheers. This is awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers. From the
Corner.
All right, guys. So, I guess the first thing is, how do you guys get into music?
Well, we've always been around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we grew up around it. Our mom sang, dad always played guitar as
Yep.
long as we can remember. And then Shannon, you could take it from there.
Well, there was music every weekend. Like when dad wasn't on call, he was playing guitar. He was always playing Eric Clapton. Mom loved Fleetwood Mac, and we loved the Shania Twain Come On Over album when it first came out. And yeah, we grew up with a very musical household. There was always music playing of some kind, or in the car. Like we would go for drives at night when we were kids just to kind of settle us down, and we would just listen to music and go for a drive. So a lot of good memories and a lot of core kind of experiences we've had
Through music.
through music or incorporated with music.
With music.
Yeah, that's not bad. So, what genres did you guys listen to as a kid?
I feel like my biggest influences very early on were like Shania Twain, the Chicks, Dixie Chicks, and
Hey, you can't say the.
yeah, I know, but it's if I say the Chicks, like
I think it's okay.
don't know who it is, and you're like, I don't know. Anyway, so the Chicks, and then Faith Hill.
Okay, and what about you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For me, it was, well, a lot of what dad was listening to. So Eric Clapton, a lot of big guitar-centric stuff. But
People.
yeah, a lot of bluegrass guitar and a lot of Americana. So on the bluegrass side of it, some people probably, depending on the demographic, they probably haven't heard of them. But I was the only kid listening to like Doc Watson, Earl Scruggs, and Ricky Skaggs, these guys that have been doing the bluegrass thing for a long time. But then, you get the rock bug pretty early as a kid, right? Yeah. So, and it was Led Zeppelin. Everything from Led Zeppelin to Ozzy Osbourne. A lot of British rock, for sure.
Yeah.
You guys kill a whole lot of love.
Thank
Yeah.
you. That's one of our favorite songs to cover.
And the sound guys always love putting the delay on Shannon's voice. If you hold the note, it just...
When you get a sound man that is like super into Zeppelin, it's really fun to cover it. They do it. Like you can see the one on the board just adjusting already. Yeah.
Oh, they play around. You hear it in the monitors, and you're like, am I like hearing double?
Like, no man.
I think. And like, so what what genres do you listen to now? Is it pretty much the same?
Yeah, I've kind of fallen off the country train a little bit, I have to admit, but I'm super into folk and alternative rock, and I've been revisiting a lot of classic rock.
Okay.
And I've always loved it, but it's just I've been kind of going back to that more. And then I'm into my pop girlies. I love Chapel Roll and Taylor Swift.
We'll get to the Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That though.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, for me, I listen to a lot of country, but to be fair, like I still always go back to the more traditional stuff. My country guitar hero was Brad Paisley. He's the reason why I play the Telecaster guitar, and I sort of took the electric guitar. Yeah, Brad Paisley. Oh man, yeah, I've seen like 4 times now. But yeah, he's the reason why I started acoustic bluegrass stuff, got into rock, and then very quickly transitioned into the country electric guitar, and that's all because of Brad Paisley. So still a lot of him. right now a lot of Zach Top.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you heard of Zach Top.
Chris Stapleton is like, he's the top right now.
Yeah.
He's the
We
best.
call him our Lord and Savior.
Yeah, yeah, you can't go wrong with that. No. Yeah, Zach Top, and then who's another one? My girlfriend Carly and I, we listened to a lot of Lainey Wilson. We saw them both.
Badass.
Lucky enough to see them both in London, Ontario. Lainey Wilson was the headliner. Zach Top was one of the openers. Night of our lives.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah, so that's what we're rolling with right now.
Okay, that's interesting. So, what made you guys want to collaborate as a duo? Like, was there a moment where you were like, let's do this together? Because, like, the sibling duos, like, you don't see them very often, I feel, like that.
That's true.
So, like, what made you guys want to do this together?
I feel like it kind of just happened fluently. Like I've been writing music like my whole life, but I didn't learn guitar until I was 18, thanks to Brendan, because he showed me how to do it.
Great teacher.
Right?
Yeah, he showed me the 4 main chords, and I wrote a lot of really mediocre songs to that, but it was a start, so we're getting there.
Oh,
But I-
Nelson, 4 chords in the church.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all me.
Great. So I started playing open mics by myself, and there's in York region area like Uxbridge and Markham and Stouffville. And one day we were in Stouffville at an open mic, and Brendan had always been playing guitar, but just never came up and played with me. But this one particular day, he did bring the guitar, and I got
I
up.
think mom snuck it into the car. I didn't even know the guitar was like there in the car.
Yeah.
It was either that.
yeah, I didn't-
It was either that or she like forced it in the car, and I was like, why is it like, just doesn't matter if I'm not gonna use it type of things.
Yeah. And I got up and I was like, so my brother's here and he's really good at guitar, but like he needs people to reassure him about. So if you can cheer loud enough, maybe he'll join me. And like the whole bar was like, Brendan.
Out at the patio at the Earl of Woodchurch.
Yeah, which is I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. But it was funny because where we were sitting in the back patio, you could see him like run to the car to get the guitar and come back. And so everyone's like clapping and cheering. And then we covered, was it Stupid Boy?
Yep.
That Keith Kinderman? Yeah. And then
And like,
Yeah.
is that the moment where you're really like, hey, we're like, everything is working so perfectly together, like.
Yeah, it's after starts to make sense.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, it totally did. And then we had such a nice response from everyone there. And they said, why don't you guys play together more often or like permanently?
Yeah. I know it's not. I guess so.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not bad. I didn't we live in the same house too, so we might go.
Yeah.
Like
That's pretty nice.
yeah.
So how do you guys approach songwriting then? Like, do you guys do it separately, bring it together? Do you guys write together? How do you guys approach that?
I would say like for right now, especially because Brendan's moved, it's harder to get together and write. So a lot of our writing happens separately, and then we just kind of come together
Yeah.
with the idea for the song. Brendan is like so musically and lyrically gifted, but especially musically, and I'm stronger lyrically and vocally, I think. So
lot feelings.
Cheers to that.
We all think it be there, right? But that's an outlet. Yeah.
yeah, writing, whether it's just been poetry or songs, it's been my outlet. So I write a lot on my own. But I think 2 of our favorite songs that we've written, or 3 of our favorite songs that we've written, were together. Like we kind of just hanged it out, like over breakfast. Like Keep Me in Mind. We wrote
Yeah,
one
that worked in the
song.
kitchen.
Yeah.
There's just I had a riff, we had a melody, and then it just went from there. That was pretty quick.
Yeah. First of All, you wrote in the car. You were in the backseat.
After a songwriter's night, yeah.
Yeah. So we just
We
drove
took around way home. Actually, we kind of went the opposite direction of home to get more time.
Yeah, that's nice.
took advantage of using the parents' vehicle, and I was like,
Grace
great.
in the back of the car with the guitar out and playing.
Yeah, and he was just playing along, and then we were just writing the song as we were driving around. But yeah, I think it's mostly like independent ideas that come together, with the exception of a handful of styles. But
How do you guys deal with like creative differences? Because I would imagine as siblings, you know how to hate each other's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So like, how do you guys?
we get that question or that type of question a lot, like the sibling thing, right? We get on each other's nerves. We sure do. I'd say that comes up more often. Getting ready for a gig, who's running late.
Can we swear on this podcast?
You fucking can.
Okay, great. Here's a prime example. Okay, this is when we used to this is when we flipped deadlines. Because honestly, creatively, I don't think we have too many differences. Like I think yeah, like that's something we can agree on. No, I think we really don't butt heads when it comes to writing. Like I think we're very fortunate that when we both have an idea and we bring it to the other person, it just happens.
So there's never been a time where it's like, you're like, I really think this is going to work so well with the music, with the song. And you're like, I'm just not feeling it.
Yet, truthfully, I don't think
No, I don't think we've ever had that.
I can't remember one moment.
Yeah.
If there was any question of a certain passage of a song, whether it was a phrasing or even just a piece of the music, it was very quick that we moved on from it.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
fixed it, and we're happy with whatever we came up with. But going back to the swearing part, so we had a festival. I forget what we were playing, but we had to wake up earlier in the morning to get there. And my room's on one, like at the front of the house, and Brendan's at the back. And then on the upstairs, it's just like it loops around like a big U. And I came out of my room, and he came out of his room at the same time, and it was like a stepbrothers thing. We both looked over at each other, and he just goes, "Fuck you," and I was like, "Fuck you too."
That's hilarious.
And I was like, "That's how this day is gonna go." But we like the show was great, and it was fine. But it was just like first words of each other's mouths were
Cute.
you.
It's hilarious. Do you remember that? I do.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot of good morning biatch or good morning bitch.
Yeah, he'll call me and be like, "Sup, bitch?" And I'm like, "Not much, fucker." Like, what's going on with you?
At least you guys have a good communication,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, our whole families are really close. I'm very open, and yeah, we've got a younger brother, Liam, and yeah, we call ourselves the Three Stooges, but we're really close.
That's good though.
Yeah.
That's good. So how did you guys create the band altogether? Because how did you guys find the other people?
Are mingled. They're amazing. Oh yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, they're like extended family.
Yeah.
Much.
Carlos came to us. It almost sounds like we're like picking up like stray cats. Like,
Yeah.
Scott came to us from afar. No, Carlos. I think I don't remember how we got involved and we're playing with him, but
Probably Nick.
yeah, like
Bass players and drummers are pretty tight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Especially like in the session musician scene. So if there is a drummer that knows a bass player that they played with a lot, because they're holding it down, right? They're holding down the rhythm, the pocket, if you will. Like if they know someone they're comfortable with, they'll try to get their foot in the door and burst.
So a lot of loyalty in that. From that.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's big teamwork because like if the bass and drums are on the same page, everyone else is kind of falling apart at the seams around them. So,
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Ryder, their dog. You can't see him on camera, and I'm assuming you will.
you might see tail.
You can? You can't? Okay, I'm by some.
Robert, you gotta sit down.
Okay, so I saw that one time you guys were up on the charts with Chris Stapleton, Zach Brown Band, and you are the top 50 in Canada at one time. How surreal was that?
It was so weird.
That was my first EP too. So
Yeah, that was the first EPA. What was that, 2015 or 2014?
yeah, around then.
Yeah, but I actually had no idea. Like, I was at work and someone texted me, be like, "Do you know that you're top 10 on iTunes right now?" And I'm like, "What?" And then I looked who we were in company with, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I texted Brendan. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Crazy.
Yeah, how did that feel? Where were you when you
I was at work. I was working at.
Okay.
So right.
Be sassy, sir. Come here.
I was working up in Newmarket at the time at Fit Physiotherapy, and I remember some of my colleagues, they caught on to that we were doing a music thing. They found out that we released something that day, and they were looking at the charts too, and they saw it. They're like, "Oh my God, it's number 4." And it was just going up.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then at the end of the day, I think it happened to be an open mic night where we would one of the local open mics that we go to, and that was the talk of the night. It was kind of
Yeah.
this is bizarre and exciting and fun.
Yeah.
And then Luke Combs did Luke Combs things, next morning it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was,
Oh, but that's pretty sweet. That's like a really cool accomplishment.
yeah.
That's really cool. To see yourself in that mix with those like legends is like it has to really like make you guys feel like we're doing something really good here.
Yeah.
People are listening, and there's a reason why we're in this top 50.
Yeah. It was really, really surreal because I think we worked really hard on that album and it was like our first musical child, like just
Yeah.
like, you know, like, and those are my sunglasses. Anyway, it's okay. I don't need them. I'm inside. I mean, I think realistically, it was the algorithm of things on that day just really were in our favor. Like, however, the dates and the timing of things lined up, like it just so happened that people came out to listen to or was logged in to listen to our songs or our EP, and it just happened to place on the charts. But it was so cool for us because for that whatever like few days that it was up there in that range of people like we had a lot of traction from that, and I think it was a sign that obviously people were anticipating us putting out music.
Yeah,
which
sure.
is cool. We were like, oh, okay, people actually put the effort in to go listen to it, buy it, and find it. So yeah, that was. But it was I still like I have the screenshot, and every once in a while, if I'm ever doubting the direction that we could take with this or how it's going, I'm like,
You look back at that
yeah, I'm just kind of like, we could achieve this all over again,
for sure.
and who says we can't do it bigger?
100%.
You know?
100%. I want to ask you guys, do you guys have like a pre-show ritual? And do you guys get like jitters still? So for me, to live with you guys, like, so when I was younger, I used to like be in martial arts and fight and stuff like that. And so whenever I would like have to do all that, I was like a nervous peer. So we have to be like 5 times before, and I really didn't have to be.
Yeah.
Right. And then, so do you guys have like nervous jitters? And then also like, what's your pre-show ritual?
I mean, I think we definitely get jitters, but we've been doing this for such a long time now that I think, and with our band, like Nick and Graham and Carlos, it's like we're all so comfortable and happy to be playing shows together that like it's almost kind of it almost becomes like muscle memory. So we like obviously we care about the gigs we're about to perform. We care about,
Of course.
like,
Yeah.
our
Right. If you aren't
opportunity and our
don't
chance.
care type of thing. That's what I remind myself. It's good to be nervous.
Yeah, but it's more of like an angst and an excitement for me anyway now, as opposed to being nervous, because it's like we're going up there to put on a show for people, and it's going to be super fun, and I'm doing it with people that I love, and everyone I'm up on stage with feels the exact same way as I do. So to me, it's more of like an excitement, like, yeah, let's get up there and do this. When we were younger, I was definitely more.
You guys learn how to shop before you go out?
It depends on the show.
Like a favorite meal, or like, when you wake up, if it's a show, like you're like, okay, like what's your, is it any kind of routine, or you just like, there's something you always have to do?
I like to
Sure.
get like a long walk in or like a workout to get the blood pumping.
Like,
Yeah.
'Cause I always find
exercise
together.
is good for sure.
Yeah.
I think for me, like having hands on the guitar as much as possible going into it is
Yeah, like warming up a lot.
you want to go, bud?
Rydo, you are crazy.
Yeah, come.
Lean in.
You can go.
For context, everyone, he's like 85 pounds and tall. He's half Pyrenees, half golden retriever, and
And full cute.
cute.
Well, there you go.
Cute, yes.
So I wanted to ask too. So, what's the hardest lesson you guys have learned to the music industry so far?
The hardest lesson.
Ooh, there's a lot we're still learning.
Yeah.
So far,
Yes. I don't know. What do you think?
Could I be real?
I like.
I mean, let's be real
Good
there.
point.
Unfortunately, it doesn't matter how much talent you have. It's about meeting the right people at the right time, and it is about the numbers. Like the first thing I'll ask you, if you happen to be lucky enough to catch the ear and maybe even be sitting in the room with someone that is of importance in the industry, they're going to deal with in that, okay, what's your plan? What are you doing on your own? Like, they're not going to want to do any investment with you unless your numbers are skyrocketing on their own.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know that they're hopping on a moving train.
Opposed to like help build it and help them move forward. Like I guess the day and age of like these people have talent, we're gonna build them, we're gonna like push them through. We kind of want to see somebody already going through and then use their, I guess, capital or whatever to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like they'll hop on the moving train. And unfortunately, like it seems like a lot of the time it's I'm hopping on the moving train and I have no intentions of staying on it for the long term if that train slows down.
Mm.
Right? So if you're blown up on TikTok, they're hopping all over it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the minute it starts to slow down, they're starting to look for the next train that's moving faster.
Mm-hmm.
Right? For sort of an imagine.
So I see it like it seems like you guys have kind of had the instances with some like people with that. So like when you guys ever find like a record label and stuff like that, like has there ever been time like something in your gut where you're like, I don't know, we'll just pass on this one or
Yeah.
Right? Obviously not naming names, but just in the sense of like, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Or possibly try to change you guys too much, right? Try to change your image, try to change your songwriting process. I'm sure that's happened.
oh, for sure. Yeah.
There's all kinds of kinds out there, right?
Yeah.
No?
I think everyone wants to get their hands in the bucket that has the best candy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, it's hard to, in this day and age, especially with social media, it's an amazing way for people to express their art and express their opinions and put themselves out there. But there's a lot of people willing to just capitalize on that for however long. And then like we've seen people's lives blow up
Mm-hmm.
and just completely implode because they feel like they've gotten to a certain level where they're hitting all these milestones and being super successful, and then the rug gets pulled out from underneath them. And so I think when it comes to the music industry, I think we've learned that there's a lot of genuine good people in the industry, but there's also a lot of shitheads and a lot of snaky people, and we don't have time for that. Like if this ever gets to a point where we're playing huge shows and we're touring and we're making lots of money and stuff, like I actually don't even know how we would want to handle that, because it would just be we'd be thrown into a completely different world, because we've always just played shows and been really fortunate to get more shows from playing those shows. Like people want us back, and we do it because we love it. So I think that's been the hardest lesson, is like realizing that there's some people in this business because there's dollar signs or other things involved, like other motives involved with it. And that really doesn't have anything to do with us specifically, but I think it's just sometimes it can be disheartening.
Oh, for sure.
Trying to get
And it's
involved.
very disheartening as an artist where you're making a piece. You're expressing yourself and you're putting a piece of your soul out there, right? You're honing your craft, and it's hey, writer feels the same way. Yeah. But
Smagging and agreeing.
it's tough when it's a very intellectual and emotional part or way of expressing yourself, and then all of a sudden it's a dollar sign. It's just a number, right? It's yeah,
It's true.
it's not treated as art.
Okay.
Orally and lowly. Yeah, writer agrees. Yeah, so it's like it's a product. Like you'll hear people in business call it, well, how are we going to push the product?
Yeah.
And then the artist sitting there going, oh, you mean a song that I wrote about my best friend and this and that, right? You okay, writer?
He takes this topic very seriously. He's heard us have our yeah.
So like I get that makes sense too, because like you guys are basically choosing very vulnerable, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I said he'd be quiet, and now he's getting really invested in this conversation.
It's getting too real, folks.
Yeah.
Dogs.
We can switch the topic if you want.
Okay, going for.
Okay.
So I saw in an interview you guys made a joke that someone said that you guys get along so well, and you guys said no, we just gotten really good at pretending we don't hate each other while in public. Yeah. So has there ever been a time where like you guys have done like a concert and like you guys have really fought really bad that day, and you guys had to like really like, hey, oh yeah, we got a job to do here.
Yeah. And it's not a sibling stuff. Like, it's just nagging little things. Like-
Like, oh, I gotta go home and do my fucking laundry after this. I have no time to do stuff, and I'm like, just chill out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like we have lives outside of course, music world too, right? So it's like sometimes jobs, yeah, like jobs, relationships, whatever, and because we're human, yeah, like everyone else. So it's like sometimes you're getting ready for a show and you're thinking of like the million things you have to get done that day or that day, and
Yeah.
and then our tempers flare a little bit. Yeah, but we're Irish. We bicker and swear and.
That's
But
perfect.
yeah, just right each other's throats but like it's all out of just love.
It's love, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing like malicious about it.
That's great.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you too, how has your music evolved since your debut in 2017, you would say? Your style, your approach.
Well, I think vocally Brendan has become a lot more forefront with the songs, like and doing the harmony.
I didn't sing when we first started, and like, putting the songs together, I just didn't sing.
The first time I heard him sing, he came into my room. It was 12:30 in the morning, and I could hear him in his room. He'd been playing guitar, and I'm lying in bed. I'm reading a book. He comes in. He's like, "Can I play you something?" I was like, "Yeah, go for it." He grabs my chair, and goes into the corner of my room and doesn't face me, and then sits.
It's like I was.
Yeah, it
That's
was
a little
so
scary, homie. That's
weird.
a Blair Witch
It
project.
was so Blair
Yeah.
Witch. And yeah.
But I was nervous. At least you're honest.
It was 12:30 in the morning, and he's just in the corner, not facing me. And then I think he started playing George Strait, or I forget what he played, but or maybe it was Josh Dorr, telling us the Cowboy or something. I don't know, but anyway,
No, I can't remember.
but he killed it, and I was like, "Why don't you do this more? And I need to do it on stage."
So face the people.
Yeah, and not.
No, it can. So that was probably, it was a big moment, and I'm always my worst critic.
Mm-hmm.
And for Shannon to, push me along with that was really meaningful and nice. I still am trying to, like, honestly, like, still trying to find my footing with it and find ways to get better, which is a good thing, everyone should. But, in that moment, it's like, oh, come on, you're just like my sister. You're just.
You're just
But-
saying that because
Do
you
your
have to, yeah.
yeah.
But like, if there's anyone that can tell you that you suck, it would and should be me.
Yeah.
And
That's brought me
Wait.
like, come on, like, you're telling me like I have to go do that, and like you want me to do that in front of people, like you can't be BSing me right now, type of thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because like you go from having to face the wall in your sister's bed, to try to get some words out with some type of pitch, and
yeah.
and play a guitar, to playing a new market there, and there's 5,000 people, and I got to be on a mic, and Shannon's doing Shannon things, right? Like she can just read the phone book, right? Sing the phone book.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So
Thanks. But I think in that regard, our music has definitely grown because lyrically we've grown, musically we've grown, and instrumentally Brendan just gets better and better. And now with the harmonies and the comfortability that we both have up there together, we've always been told that we have like that sibling connection on stage, and our harmonies show that as well. Like hearing our voices together has this like, to whoever's listening and has told us this, that it's like a special type of sound that I guess it is different from like, I mean, now we didn't share a uterus at the same time, but we share uterus,
There you go.
we came from the same person, so there's obviously some connection there, and I think that's just gotten stronger
Mm-hmm.
the more we've been doing this.
Yeah, because a bit of a muscle to get that you guys can work with each other so much. So
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. How do you guys write "Can't Chase a Runner"? Like, how did that come about?
Um, I had just broken up with someone, and I woke up in the morning, and I was in the shower actually, and I like stopped the shower with like full sets in my hair still, and like ran out and wrote it in like literally 5 minutes, because it just like I got the melody in my head, and the lyrics just poured out.
Yeah, you sent it to. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I went back and finished my shower, and then I went back to the shower, and I said to bro, I was like, I just wrote this, like, yeah, and I think I said to you, can you do that thing on guitar and go dee dee dee?
And you're like, I know
Oh,
exactly.
he's like, yeah, yeah, and then he like
Yeah.
instantly pulls the riff out, and I was like, that's exactly what I wanted. Thank you.
Yeah. We just kind of went from there. Yeah, sometimes Shannon will have an idea because she's so in the zone with how the writing went, right? With her lyrics. She already hears a melody and then she'll just mouth the melody and the pitch she wants, and then I can try to just said like a callback on video.
Yeah, because I'm not musically gifted that way. Like I can play guitar, I can get through a song, but I'm not able to do what Brendan does, and I'm not able to hear the notes or hear a note in my head and there's putting it on guitar. Or, yeah. Like Brendan is so strong that way. So that's like all of the musical pieces that are guitar in all of our songs, like the ideas and the flow of it and how the solos are arranged and everything. It all is kind of Brendan's mastermind work. And Stu Weinberg as well.
Yeah.
So on the
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
He's also a magician, but
Excellent session guitar player.
he's so good.
Like phenomenal. Super nice guy. Yeah. Very unassuming. You meet him and he's just this very kind guy, and he's just like so humble and quiet, and then he gets on that guitar.
And
It's like
the
the very
fire.
Yeah, that's how he speaks, really, right? That's how he like shows his
Yeah.
his feelings, right?
Yeah, totally.
What's the most challenging song you guys have played?
Ooh, like even a cover style like live.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, we covered Dreams after Mom died, and that was hard.
Emotionally,
Yeah, to get through.
but technically, I'm trying to think.
Oh, I thought you had one. Technically.
No, I know. I'm trying to think of like actually like musically.
I don't know.
It's hard to think.
I'm thinking like because I'm just up there singing for the most part, so all the fun music stuff happens behind me with the band, and I'm like,
Is there a cover song that you guys like really want to try that haven't yet?
I have quite a few.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for this summer we've already got some shows lined up, and I'm already scheming about what songs we want to put in. But I've always wanted to cover "Gimme Gimme Gimme" by ABBA.
Yeah.
Gimme,
Is this? Just do like a funky country rock version. Yeah.
What about you?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would probably want to throw in more ZZ Top, like
Wow, we love
something like that. Just a little bit more drive and push. Something that Shannon's again. Yeah. Actually, Skinner would be great because then Graham and I can do the double guitar stuff, right? Anything very guitar centric and a little bit more like rock and roll, where Shannon can kind of just show off the pipes and stuff, like the whole lot of love thing that we've been doing for a while, you know? Yeah. Kind of like comes out of nowhere at the end of the show. We throw it in.
And people go wild.
Yeah, because like,
Yeah, I remember I heard you guys at concert in the park, and I was having a beer with my buddy. These guys started playing it. I'm like, whoa! I'm so down for this right now. Yeah,
I'm so happy we decided to put that in this.
just something like in case you missed the whole show, like
Yeah.
we were here, you know? Because
In case you were asleep.
yeah, some people won't like the pace or the type of music that we play. It's not their cup of tea, and that's music. That's, you know, everyone has their own taste. But when you see the old fellow up front that was kind of quiet and like appreciative up front like this, arms, and then he starts head banging up there, right? And he's like, oh my god, I'm a kid again. Yeah.
Well, do you remember when we did Apple Fest in Marco?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was so funny. It was a family event. This was in October, I think, or September.
Mm-hmm.
And so because there was a lot of kids, we threw in extra Taylor Swift.
You gotta throw in.
Things didn't like, okay, like we're gonna have the kids in the palm of our hand with this stuff. They're like, yeah, we love Taylor, cool. The moms and the dads are dancing, whatever. We whip out ZZ Top, just start playing a tush. The kids lost their mind. I don't think they even knew what it was.
I just love the
But they were, yeah, they were just like so much more into it. Love Story, they're like, oh, cool.
Well, Sunday
Like-
if they don't even know that song.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, it was
Zero.
like we pulled out and then we did Whole Lot of Love, and I think we did like Give Me 3 Steps or something by Skinner, and like all the classic rock we did that day, thinking that like we wouldn't have as much of a response to it.
You did.
It was like it was so
That's crazy.
yeah, it was cool. But I think there's something to be said about that type of music, especially, and then
Yeah.
being able to cover that and bring it to events that not necessarily would be.
Expecting it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So how do you guys think streaming and social media have changed the game for up and coming artists?
It's become I'm gonna be honest, it's become a circus.
Yeah, a circus.
It's kind of like a circus. It's just like it's insanity. Like there's so much happening and there's so much going on. There's so much to look at.
Like overstimulation.
Yeah.
unless you're a really big artist, majority
An established artist.
yeah, unless you're established, big record deal, you're not making albums anymore. At the most, you're seeing EPs,
Yeah.
and you're seeing people more often than not, like at our stage in the game, like comparables to us, our friends, they're releasing like one single at a time. Because that's
Kind of weird.
what is that, like a strategy? It's a strategy, but also kind of like, that's just kind of how much you can put in. And I think some of it is the cost to put the music and get it to the stage where you can actually put it out there, the cost of marketing it, the time cost of every time I talk, this guy's goofing off. The time cost of then making a music video or all the social media stuff, right? And then the attention span, so the viewers now. You got the TikToks out there where 15. If a song could be 15 seconds, they would do it. They would do.
Yeah, people would be like a lot of money.
And then
They could make that a thing.
the big artists like the Morgan Wallens of the world, they can tease a song at a time. Like what's that song? Guess I'm the Problem. He's got the album coming out, and like that's the lead single. It's like, oh my god, he's got a new single. It's like, oh, well, I've got an album. That's the
Yeah.
track, right?
But
he can afford it.
Yeah, but he can afford
And not tries to stretch it out as long as possible.
He can stretch it out.
Yeah.
And people will listen to that whole album. Whereas, like, if we released a 14-song album, maybe one or two, if we're lucky, we'll get onto a playlist and someone will hear it. And then we'll get trickling effects to the other songs. So it's more worthwhile to hit them like quarterly or something. Right? So that
Just
you guys know, get more listens per song. The other ones would just get left in the dust.
That's what happened with Dust, our second EP. We released Can't Chase a Runner. It got added to playlists on Spotify. We had like 150,000 streams on it within like the first 2 weeks. And we were thinking, damn, okay, like this is cool. But we've released the EP with 4 other songs on it at the same time. And back then, I don't know how it is now, but back then when you were submitting your music to be uploaded to all the platforms, there was a Spotify like I guess form you could fill out, and it said out of all the songs on this album or EP you're releasing, is there one that you'd want to pitch to be put on playlists? So I put Can't Chase a Runner,
And then
not realizing that like that left all the other songs on that EP basically just be released on the EP and not necessarily get a chance to be put on anywhere else. So we had a lot of momentum with Can't Chase a Runner, but then the other 4 songs, unless people liked Can't Chase a Runner and went to check out the rest of the EP, those other songs didn't get as much love as we wanted them to or hoped for them to have. So that kind of, I guess that goes back to your lesson question too, is like we learned in that moment that we're in the age of people want like a one and done thing. And it's like if you can ride on that for a little bit and make some money and tour or get some more shows or build an audience and stuff, then
And then you
you can release another one, and if you're building the same momentum with that one, you'll get the attention of the air quotes right people.
Yeah.
So, but it's such a tough game to play because you're uploading a song. Like I forget what the number is. How many songs get uploaded to like Spotify and Apple Music every day? It's in the millions, though. I think.
It's so interesting because I mean, you guys just want to play,
Mm-hmm.
right? You just want to write great songs
Yeah.
and make people feel great.
Yeah, the business part of it.
It sounds so frustrating.
Yeah, it's
Like obviously there's movies about it and people tell you about, but like I guess when you're in it, it just seems so frustrating.
it's daunting as well. Very overwhelming. It's kind of like, okay, shit, like, we just spent 10 grand recording 3 songs and we're not ever gonna be close to making that money back, at least for a while, right? So it's, yeah, that's the hard part, I think, is knowing that, okay, we've done this, we've recorded something that we find meaningful and special to us, and we put our time and money into it. Um, and we're not reaping the rewards, but part of us is like, that's fine, but then there's the other part of us that's like, well, shit, if we want to keep doing this and afford to be able to do it,
Yeah,
you gotta kind of join the game a little bit.
yeah. I mean that's fine because you guys are super passionate about it, but it's not fine because it's like life costs,
Yeah.
all right? Like
Yes, and the part of it that we hate the most, like having to be active on socials and
Yeah,
the business side of it, like this stuff
and it's
doesn't.
not even like again, it's like we're passionate about playing music. We're not passionate about having to show face on social media just to show face. Like
Yeah.
we want to be able to post on social media because we actually have something fun to post. We don't want to just like wake up in the morning and go, oh, well, there's the timer. Like, I got to hit the algorithm. I might as well do something, right? Like, that unfortunately is part of,
oh yeah, I totally agree.
and any influencer would do the same thing, right? You got to play the game, but we don't like that game.
That's
It's okay. We're not really good at that game. We like hockey.
Yeah, we like sports,
Yeah.
so that's okay, but not this kind of thing. If you guys could collaborate with any artist, living or dead, who would it be? Both of you guys. Ooh.
Okay, for me, I want to if I were to pick a living person, I want to collab with Sam Fender really, really bad.
His
I
sick.
I love Sam Fender so much.
He's
I-
super cool.
I love his lyrics. I love his voice. I love his arrangements. There is not a song that he has put out that I do not love. And that doesn't happen
Oh, no?
super frequently. Like, you go through, like, you'll listen to the albums and you're like, okay, yeah, like, it's a good song, but I'm not going to be listening to that until it is dead to me again. You know, and we just replay it and play it and play it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Sam and I, if we were to sit in a room and try to write a song, we would maybe write at least 2.
Or is here? Ooh, let's see. So,
Exactly.
oh yeah, living would be like Brad Paisley's act, but dang right, yeah, Brad Paisley's act top. Oh, I would have loved to have sat in the room with John Byrne. And then I think one of the living equivalents would be Jason Isbell. Big fan of him, right? Those guys like Worth Graves and Casey Musgraves, like mountaintop of songwriters right there and storytellers, really.
Yeah.
Casey and Jason are carrying that flame, but there's a lot of John Prine in our house.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'd love to have heard, in some world, Shannon singing the Blend Me Wrongs. That was our mom's favorite singer. As y'all,
That'd be cool.
yeah.
Oh, nice. So I mean, you told me one place, but what's the weirdest or most unexpected place you guys have found inspiration for a song?
I don't think it's weird that it's a song in our car, right?
Yeah. Purpose sitting at the door.
Oh yeah.
Brendan always writes songs from the shitter.
Oh. All right, internet, but only. Here we go.
We'll make sure we clip you, we'll tag you.
I wrote a song that we haven't even recorded. I wrote Nevermind on the throne.
Oh.
On the throne. I had to take a second. I was like, what?
Yeah.
That is a good song.
And Pull My Heart Away.
Okay, that one we're really singing a little bit, so that's exciting.
That. Yeah, my.
Oh my gosh.
So we have bathroom and shitter that you guys have like come up with. Whoa, songs. That's great. Okay. Yeah. What's one genre you guys would love to explore that fans might not expect from you guys?
Just kidding.
Yeah, you never said ours, so you never know. Like money aside, if you guys could try any genre.
Okay. I think Jen's wearing a leather jacket right now. It'd probably be something like very rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, like grunge almost. Maybe.
Like yeah.
Oh, if you like get to your hands on some like 9-inch nails,
Oh yeah.
that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Dustin Chains.
Alice Unchained.
There you go, even deeper. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. I mean, I remember my mom buying me an American Idol branded karaoke machine for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I think I would have been like maybe 10 or 11. And
I remember that thing.
yeah, and I would like lock myself in my closet and just be in there with the microphone, like singing along to whatever CD. But like when I was learning my range and trying to find my voice, I guess you could say, like Faith Hill was like the first person to really like open up that part of my voice, because I don't know how to describe it, but like I would just be like singing like ah, but then I was like ah, like you could like kind of whatever. But then from there, I was like, I'm gonna listen to Billy Talent and 3 Days Grace, and I was just like in my closet singing Billy Talent and 3 Days Grace.
Yeah. I love. Oh yeah. And
Yeah,
you know, Liam and I were all over that stuff.
Yeah.
Like when we were playing hockey and all that. That was in a dressing rooms. He was in the car on the way to games. Liam, our younger brother. Shout out Liam in Ottawa. But yeah.
why did I feel like you were gonna do like so? What did they say?
Just like a double kiss today.
Stupid. But yeah. No, yeah, I love 3 Days Grace. And Atier's back with them now. So the lead vocalist, he's back with them. He did the separate thing, Saint Insomnia, but they're back touring his 3 Days Grace. Yeah, so.
So yeah, so I think something like
Everyone lives the guitars.
oh wait, ooh.
Is that what about it?
I was reading the other day that Travis Barker is actually producing. Remember Yellow Card?
Yeah.
He's producing and going to be in their new album.
Oh, sweet.
Because that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, Del Carve some great teams.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like awesome. Just timeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that era of music, you can listen to like at any time, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. Something like that comes on. I think anyone probably in our age graphic would be like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Turn it up, please.
Yeah. Listen, I don't care. Anytime I'm like in, it's summer or fall, Nickelback, 3 Days Grace, Billy. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I love it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
So probably something.
And hey, dating. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the funniest or most surprising thing a fan has ever said to you after a gig? Hopefully, yes. Hopefully, PG.
I was like, oh, well,
Besides, take your shirt off. And all that.
take yours off. That was for Brendan though, thankfully.
Yeah. What a twist.
Yeah, I was like, that.
Aaron Dustin and I ate their brother really quick.
I mean, we get this a lot, and it's really funny to me. Because I know people are meaning it as a compliment, but it always just comes out sounding so funny. They're like, we don't really like country music.
Oh yeah.
And we're not really into like any of the artists that you guys played, like covered, but you guys did so great. You were so amazing. We loved it. Like you changed our minds. And I'm like,
Don't really like Carrie Underwood, but you did a great version.
yes. It's like your whole set was kind of full of shit we don't like, but you were awesome.
Yeah, right.
And
Thank you.
yeah, and like people are like glowing about it. Like they're really genuinely like saying
It's not the approach of what
but
they said.
but it comes as like a backhanded like
Yeah, opposed to just saying, "Hey, you guys are awesome."
So it sounds like they like your version better, though. That's amazing.
Yeah, I guess so. You like want to flip it, yeah.
yeah, well that's why it's funny, because I know they mean it as a compliment. They're like, oh hey, like we don't normally like this, but it was really good. We really liked your version or whenever we did. And yeah, so that's always funny. It's kind of like, hey, you guys actually don't suck. And I'm like, thank you so much.
I didn't know what I was expecting, but wasn't expecting this, and like yeah, spin it positively, and it's like yeah, thank you.
But I mean, yeah, like it always comes out sounding funny, but we walk away from that being like, yeah, we changed some minds or we influenced some people.
Well, it is true. A positive way.
Like,
Okay, that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Well, country's like that, because you get people that think, oh, I hate country because all I sing about is beer trucks.
My girl left me. I gotta get my dog back.
But yeah, if you change their mind a little bit, it's good. I know we're not alone with that.
yeah.
With that interaction. I think a lot of our peers they get that too, just because of the genre that is home base for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's also like an age aspect to it as well, especially when we were a little bit younger. Like we're getting up there in our mid-20s and we've got, like older people watching, like people like over 30s, like not in our age demographic watching, and you can just kind of feel the like, okay, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna sound like? Kind of thing. And then once we do start playing, they're always not well, I wouldn't want to say always, but we get a very good response more times than not. So, but I think there's an age aspect to it where they're like, oh, they're just kids, like,
Yeah, they're just gonna play something poppy or something.
yeah, like they can't be that good. And then Brendan plays a solo and Mel's face, and everyone's like, oh, okay.
If someone was discovering your music for the first time, what song would you want them to listen to? Why?
You go first.
That's basically saying I don't know yet.
Oh, I have.
Oh, do you forget?
Well, everyone always goes to Can't Chase the Runner first, just because it's the first one that comes up on our Spotify.
Right.
Yeah, but I wouldn't send him to that one.
What would you send them to?
Dust.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. No, I agree.
Dust and or Keep Me in Mind.
Yeah.
I think those are the two that showcase kind of our lyrics, but also the musicianship that we like to take a lot of pride in when it comes to producing our stuff. Like when we wrote Dust, we specifically had like the Eagles as an influence in mind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, and it doesn't sound like the Eagles per se, but we had them in mind when we were writing the song. And there's Brendan's like wicked solo halfway through, and we pick up the tempo of it. And I think that it shows a range, whether you like lyrics or you're into certain types of instrumentals or certain like nostalgic sounds or like new country sounds. I think that one kind of has a lot of that in it. And Keep Me in Mind is very much the same. And then Brendan's harmonies are so good in that song. It's so calm. So I think
That's the one.
both of those songs have like something in it for every depending on
Of newer songs, it'd be Keep Me in Mind, though.
yeah.
You're sure. So with producing your own stuff, what's the process of that?
Well, we worked with Sean Moore for the last few songs we've done, and he's awesome. We've done rights with people in the past where it's like you like the song, but you're not ecstatic leaving the session, But with him, it was like we brought these songs to him, and I think we played him like 5 or 6, and said, okay, out of these ones, like what ones do you think you can hear yourself producing and kind of shaping it into what we want it to be? And it was Keep Me in Mind, Pull My Heart Away, and If I Had a Dime. Those are our next 2 singles, but Keep Me in Mind is out now. And he's like, give me artists that you're thinking of when you write these songs. And we were like Lady A and like funny like Skinner and like Eagles. And Prayer.
He was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Didn't actually
It's like a lot of things happening, but he could hear our vision and see the vision. So it was actually like a really pleasant kind of fluent thing. It was just like, it's nice when you meet somebody that can understand where you're like what you want the main outcome to be. Because I think that's
Have you guys have you guys gone through a system where it's like you had somebody who was the exact opposite in the sense of your vision, your idea?
not so much with producing, but when it comes to writing, like there's different styles and different, I guess, motives with writing the songs. It's like, are we writing it to be a top 40 for a week, or are we writing it to actually get something that we need to get out onto paper? You know what I mean? And there's different approaches to it. Like there's a writing to write a song and get it out there, and there's writing because you really just need to get some shit off your chest and
Poetry.
put it to something. Yeah.
Yeah, are you writing to write a hit in this moment? Are you trying really hard to write a hit? Or are you trying to write what is in this room right now? And I think writing what's in the room at that time, no matter if it's a hit or if it's going to be a deep cut on the album, you just need to roll with it. You think about all of our favorite songs that you hear on the radio. I believe I heard John Mayer say it. He's like, if I'm not feeling something, I'm not going to force myself to write. Like, it's going to come when I'm in the shower. It's going to come when I'm in the car, and I'll start humming something. And then he's locked in, like almost like a savant. He's just, that's it. That's all he can think about. But when it comes to him naturally, that's the most genuine way of it happening. There are writers in Nashville that do it every day. But the reason they do it every day, obviously, because it's their business, not everyone is going to be a rock star, hit. But the more you do it, the more chances you have of having that special moment in the room. And if you take the whole, I need this right to be a hit. Like when I walk in the room, I'm going to put every single a stereotype in this song to make sure it catches the airwaves where I want it, how I want it. It's not going to be genuine. Like, there's a lot of that.
Yeah, it was when we took our songs to Sean, they were our in the room, in the moment songs. And we wanted him to know that those were the songs. Like, this is, like, if this gets on serious, cool. If it hits number one, cool. But, like, we just want to record these songs because they mean something to us.
Let's not make them something they're not.
Yeah. And we had the idea, and we had general references for him to refer to when he's putting the production together. So yeah, I really love what he's done with that musical stuff.
Yeah, and he's a really brilliant guy. We had so many fun times because it does take a lot of times. They're long days when you're there.
10-12 hours.
Yeah, really nice guy.
Yeah.
How do you guys deal with writer's block?
Honestly, at this point, I'm kind of okay with it. Going back to what Brendan said about kind of just like, a lot of our musical friends, like if they're on a contract with the label or something, they have to release,
They have to, yeah.
like,
It's an
like,
object,
yeah, and
obligation.
yeah, and I think, like, you look at some of the biggest bands to come out in the last few years, like Mumford and Sons is putting an album out soon. They haven't put anything out for like 4 or 5 years, like, because good things take time. Right. Brothers Osborne spent like a whole whatever year or two writing an amazing album. But they didn't want to be like the factory cookie cutter, like,
Conveyor belt.
yeah, conveyor belt stuff. And so I think when we do have writer's block, I'm just accepting of it because I'm just like, I'm not a machine. I'm not a robot. I'm not, and Brendan is the same way. It's like, you can't just like put me in a corner and say, okay, now write a song.
Yeah.
And don't leave here.
It's just not how.
Yeah, and don't leave here till you're done.
It's not how it works. You're gonna.
Not for us anyway. Like, we can't.
Yeah, some people are. They have that. You know.
Yeah.
But it's not fabricated.
How do you guys get out of that?
I think listening to new music.
Yeah.
Trying to twist your ear a little bit. If I'm on a 90s country kick, maybe I'll go listen to some instrumental music. Like, as a guitar player, I'll go listen to like a Jeff Beck, right? Like some of his albums that he did with Rod Stewart singing. And like I got it in the car right now. I got ZZ Top. I got Led Zeppelin. Like all this stuff that is not country. It'll twist your ear. It'll get something else out. That definitely helps.
Yeah, I think going back to the songs or the melodies or arrangements of songs that inspired us in the first place, to like, I don't know, like sometimes when I have writer's block, it's like I know there's stuff that I want to write about. It's just I don't exactly have
the fire lit to
To
make it happen, or like that instant like spark moment where I'm like, oh, there's a melody in my head, or there's a line. Like I'm always making notes on my phone of song lyrics, but there isn't always a melody that I can
yeah.
hear in my head to go with it. So going back to songs that have inspired us in the past or bring back memories for us or feelings for us that we had, I think that really helps me because sometimes like we can't always connect exactly with what we're feeling or what we want to say, but music can help us do that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so what venue was the moment you guys realized that you were doing what you love?
Ooh, gosh.
Honestly, for me,
Uh-huh.
COVID sucked for a lot of reasons, but we did Aurora Palooza in 2021.
The first one back, I guess.
The first one back. Yeah. Um, and I was nervous for that gig because we hadn't played really any shows in like a year and a half. Like no one had. And Mama died that year. So it was a rough year to begin with. Like and I know it was on the forefront of both Brendan and I's minds, like this is our first show back without Mom. Like this is gonna be like probably a little bit of a rough go.
Yeah, and we had some family and friends there too.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But we came out, played the first two songs, and then we went straight to doing a Taylor cover. And everyone stood up and ran to the front of the stage, and we had them there the rest of the show.
That's pretty cool.
Everyone was dancing, everyone was singing, like our friends and family, and then like some other friends in town that know our music and know our songs were singing them with us.
that
Like-
was super fun. Like my best bud Zach and all of our friends in that group were all hearing Harley and my dad.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was just, I think that was a really, really awesome show and a really nice kind of, I guess, welcome back to getting back into things. But it was like, yeah,
And a reminder how fun it can be.
yeah,
Yeah.
because we had pretty good momentum going into 2020, and then everything went to shit for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we felt like we had lost that, and we felt like, okay, now we're back to square one. Like we just played.
Still feel like we're climbing out a bit.
Yeah, and it's true. Yeah, I don't.
Bonus.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way, whether it's with music or with their lives in general. Like everyone just got totally flipped around, and like we had played Dove and Dunbest Square. We had opened.
You saw that.
Yeah, and like there was like a few thousand people there, and we had done like a Boots and like it was part of the Boots and Hurts thing. Like
Yeah.
we had played Rockin' Horse, and there was hundreds of people there. Like we had people coming out to the shows that we were playing, and it was like we were feeling really good about the direction things were going in, and then everything just came to a total stop. So I think that gig for me anyway was like a solidification in my mind that this is what we were meant to be doing.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, that you bring that up. And then of course like the Newmarket concert series stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so loud at a certain point where people were screaming back. I had earbuds in, like I usually wear some hearing protection, and it was so loud when we stopped and Shane was just talking to the crowd. I think it was like kind of asked them how they're doing. They were screaming so loud, like I actually covered my ears, like impromptu, just like
Yeah.
it was really loud. I'd never experienced before. Like they were louder than we were gonna be. So
Yeah.
that was interesting.
I mean, we always have a good time playing. It doesn't matter where or what we're doing. But I think, yeah, those shows kind of, if we ever had a doubt in our mind, which we do often, it's like, hey, like you still belong here. You still have the space. Like, which is nice. It's a nice feeling.
So, Brandon, this is for you. How does it feel to be part of the Taylor Swift tribute band?
No, to be honest, I really liked it. The best part is seeing the youngsters like really enjoying it and being into it. And then I think even more fun on top of that is when we play the older Taylor stuff, you see the parents get more giddy about it, and the kids are kind of like, I've never heard Love Story. What is that?
So this isn't 1989.
Yeah, but no, it's great.
I forget it.
I've heard a lot of Taylor Swift.
Sure.
Yeah.
What are your favorite Taylor Swift songs?
Ooh.
My Two.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
No, this is a real thing.
I don't know.
My two Taylor Swift favorite songs are Wildest Dreams.
Mhm.
Wednesday was a fairy tale.
That's the first song I learned on guitar.
Yeah.
I went downstairs. I said to Brendan, "What are the chords?"
And my masculinity is gone. No, no, that's my two favorite songs.
Oh, that's a great. Good choice.
No, I like Florida too, actually. On the new, yeah. I like Florida. Sorry.
He plays it during work.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm like mopping. I'm like, Florida. Yeah. I look around and like nobody's here, right?
No. What two songs do you like to play from her? I like Love Story. Anything old, like Sparks Fly, always
Yeah, you
does really well.
like
That-
Fearless too.
I do like Fearless. Like a lot of the older stuff. I do like the newer stuff as well. Like Midnights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love that album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you to hear two of the songs?
Well, because I do an actual like tribute outside of Maresford stuff when we do our Taylor shows. So when I'm doing that and love to sing Don't Blame Me. That's one of my favorite ones to do. I get to be like sassy and like kind of sexy, but not too sexy. And like I just get to belt those vocals out. It's a really fun song to sing.
How did that come about? Like, yeah, tribute.
Okay, so the music world is actually this like weird incestuous pool of people that like know everyone. Like
That's yours.
yeah, like some like
Here you don't want to reword. After call let's re-edit that.
well, it's just everyone knows everyone, or like people are like with people or whatever. Like it's actually quite a small family of people, and
It's a small circle. Let's put it that way.
yeah, but yeah, like it ain't big, but it's really not. And so our bass player is friends with the guitar player for this tribute that I do, and then the keyboardist used to work at the Arts with Brendan in Newmarket for years, and so it just
One amateur.
yeah, so it kind of came about. They reached out to Brendan, and be like, "Hey, can you ask Shannon if she'd do this?" And Brendan would keep telling me like, "Hey, RTN, look, Nick and Chris want a response," and I'm like, "That's nice." And I sat on the fence for probably I don't know 2 or 3 months,
Yeah.
like debating whether or not it'd be a good idea or not, just from the standpoint of I already get compared to Taylor Swift because I'm blonde with blue eyes and I play guitar and I sing songs about boys.
Yeah, and we'll cut.
You know,
we have already.
as they already cover Taylor in our shows, so I was like, is it career suicide or is it like, a good idea to run with it? And I just decided to run with it because really, like, we had nothing to lose by going for it.
Well, so I live like right across from Cal Park. And when you guys when you did the Taylor Swift in Coachella Park,
Yeah.
I've never seen so much estrogen. And there's so many giddy girls and women.
Yeah. And everyone's
And dad's just there, like, is smiling.
yeah.
You
Dads get into it too.
I see some dads that are bopping their head. I mean, I see you. You're enjoying it. So yeah, you guys do like an amazing job at it.
Thank you. We have a lot of fun doing it.
That's fun.
Yeah. Like, and it's funny because, like, I don't even consider ourselves like a tribute.
Oh, really?
No, because it's always just us kind of jamming Taylor Swift, right? But when I'm,
It feels sus. It feels like the Bears Free Scan Taylor Swift.
yeah, and I'm not dressing up as her or anything, right? Like when we're
So that's not true.
but I do that for the actual tribute that I do. You know, like so to me, it's like two different worlds. It's like two different things, but it's so fun just getting up there with the band and doing it. It's, yeah.
Okay. So Shannon, this is for you. So I see that you talk a lot about mental health.
Yes. Yes.
Tell me why that's so important for you to speak about.
I just honestly really feel like social media should be used, not necessarily should be, but has the opportunity to be used for helping other people or reaching people. And whether that's through our music or just like through me sharing my own experiences, I think that's an important part of trying to connect with people. Like I'm still on medication and like I struggled a lot in my 20s, like pretty sure I had like some form of eating disorder and I've got anxiety and depression and you know, I was suicidal more than once in my 20s and you know, the year mom died, I've confidently say I was an alcoholic for the better part of 8 months. Like I wasn't drunk all day every day, but like 5 o'clock rolled around and I was downing a bottle of wine to myself every night. So I definitely can resonate with a lot of the human experience surrounding that because, and I know probably everyone in this room can, but I feel like being able to share my experiences and put them out there, if it at least like resonates with somebody or hits somebody in the right way, like hits the right part string and I don't know, influences them or
It means a lot.
value.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, I don't know if it's like a weird altruistic thing or what, but I feel like to go through and to feel the way that I had felt for so long, it just seems like it's almost pointless to not be able to like take what I've learned and what I've grown from and like put that out there to people to at least maybe like help someone else.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
So when you're like in that dark time, like how did you claw yourself out of that? Like what? Well, I'm assuming music in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
Like I'm assuming he's been by your side a long time too. But like,
Oh,
because that's a hard battle, right? That's a
yeah.
hard battle to go through.
Yeah. Oh my God. Brendan's seen me at my worst. Like Brendan's seen me like bawling my eyes out, like throwing up, like literally, like before, like we've got a show that night, and I'm on the couch like incapacitated because I just like I'm crying so much. I can't, like, and I'm like I don't want to get off the couch. I don't want to leave the house. I want to get in bed. Like it's, and that was hard because you have to like for 90 minutes later that night, you have to be
On.
yeah,
You gotta be on.
yeah.
And you're in front, people.
Yeah, and you're feeling the complete opposite of on. You're feeling like a bag of shit. So it's just like,
Yeah.
I think that's, um, but I have never, ever, ever to this day been down in the dumps and gone and done a show and walked off the stage feeling worse than when I got up there.
It's almost like a version of therapy almost for you,
Yeah.
right? Therapeutic.
Yeah. It's a really weird, fucked up thing. Like I have anxiety and I have bouts of depression still. Like they're not as bad. I'm on medication and honestly, like it's helped me so much. I know it's not for everybody and it wasn't for me either. Like I tried the exercise thing. I tried holistic things. I tried therapy and none of like I could feel my body physiologically going into a depression. Like I can feel my mood and my entire body changing. And then I just knew I was going to be a write-off for like 4 days because my brain was so dysregulated.
Yeah, of course.
I was so imbalanced, but I think yeah, the music has been such a core part of and like the friendships that I have through that and having Brendan and
Yeah, it's always such it almost is like such a blessing to have him there, right? Because like
Yeah.
he knows you so well, and
yeah,
like to switch the question to you, like seeing your sister feel like that and see her like that, like when you have a show, let's say that's day, like do we cancel it? Do we push her through? Like there must be some internal dialogue where it's like I don't know what to do here, but like you just have to be supportive.
Yeah, all those questions come into your mind in that moment, right? Because, the old sayings like showbiz, show must go on, right? But I know Shannon's definitely not alone in this part of it or this experience. There are a lot of our peers that would experience the same thing. So it's just about finding a way out the door. Because if you can channel the other side, like when she steps off the stage and it's all done, she's stronger, right? She's made it through that barrier that day, and she's one step closer to winning the battle in the long run.
yeah, for that week or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's true like the mental war that I'm having in my head sometimes made it really, really challenging to get up there. But being on stage and singing, especially with Brendan and the band, is like the one place where I feel like I'm safest to be myself, which is the weirdest thing because we're usually playing to hundreds, if not thousands of people. So I feel like it's a weird thing because I'm going up there in front of all these people who don't know me personally.
It is pretty crazy.
But that's where I feel safest to just be my most authentic self and sing.
It's like, but like,
but what you love makes you, like, I find whatever you love makes you a better person. So you love doing that, right? So it gives you the energy you need to feel that way.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And that's true. I guess that's why it just, yeah, it heals me in so many ways. And I know that attending concerts and music in general just heals other people. So it feels like this just like big fun experience when I'm out there, even if I was crying for hours beforehand.
Yes, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, Brendan, this is for you. So, what's it like working so closely with your sister? Do you think that your relationship has changed since you started the band?
I think it's gotten better. It's like it started first. Oh boy. So annoying to take a sip. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so annoyed. No, it's made us closer because we've had these things that we've had to work through together.
Yeah.
You know, um, before this started, it was just we were doing our own things. We were young teenagers, school. Shannon's doing her songwriting stuff inside. I'm just playing guitar in the basement, obnoxiously loud on my own, and then playing a lot of sports. But teaming up together has been a different ball game, right? Isn't it? Long drum nights, very collaborative, and
Yeah.
you do have to work through the sibling things because they're your siblings. It's kind of this teeter-totter of you can get away with a lot, right? But then when it reaches that tipping point, they're biting back, and then you got to find the middle again.
Yeah. Well, it's because we have that emotional connection.
Yeah, it's just so much like a sibling connection is just so different. They're friends. It's very different, right? Even the bestest friend. It's just like,
Yeah.
I hate you, you hate me. I love you, I love you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there for you, but you're pissing me off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's made it stronger. It definitely it makes me feel closer to Shannon in that way. Because I know I can call upon her to help me through more difficult things.
Yeah.
Well, and we're like with our songwriter, we're basically sharing our diary entries with each other.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true actually.
like he comes to me with lyrics, and I'm like, I know who this is about, or. So yeah. Well, this was before Carly, but
Yeah, there was a time. There was a lot of
But there-
hated.
yeah. Whereas like, and then yeah, I would be in one of my situationships or one of my many toxic relationships that failed, and Brennan's like, okay, we're writing a song about it, like, get it out.
That's okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I think going through all of the hurdles of life in general and just being human, but having your family be part of that and making it into art is such a cool gift that we have.
Yeah, that you guys are able to like understand and also get right because you guys most likely listen to music differently.
Yeah.
You see it differently, you understand it differently, you listen to it differently. And at the same time, you want to give that back to people, right? So what do you guys like to do other than write amazing music? Do you want to start?
I like to walk my dog.
No, I love to hike. I love to camp. Like I love to go for long walks. I like to draw and color. Honestly, I'm really boring, but
I know, like you're
I'm-
boring.
I kind of am just becoming content with the fact that when I'm not doing shows, I am
It seems like you just want to be at peace.
yeah, and I'm just kind of like an 80-year-old at heart.
That's okay.
I don't know how to knit yet, but I want to learn. And then once that happens, it's over. Like
However, yeah. Good luck getting her out the door first.
crocheting and not ready to leave.
Oh man.
I gotta finish this blanket.
For me, I'm fairly busy, like with work and stuff outside here.
Well, you spend most of your day inspiring others, like outside of music.
I'm a personal trainer, kinesiology grad. So I work a lot with people, trying to work with them, trying to make them better each day, which I take pride in and I enjoy. So I also spend a lot of time in the gym, both with them and then working on myself. Moving out to the country now with with Carly, my lovely girlfriend. We spend as much time outside as we can, along the hiking, camping. We love camping. We're going trips with Shannon and everybody too. And then big sports guy. Yeah, so I'm like obsessed, diehard fan. So
Sad Bills fan.
sad Bills fan, passionate though. Yeah, yeah. That's all right. I can see what's smelly.
Yeah.
That's all right. Okay, so at the end of the podcast, we always ask 2 questions. Okay? So first one is for you. Describe yourself in 1 word. Ooh. Can't think. And where I go to you, Shannon. Hmm.
It's so people. We're such funny creatures. Like, because I'm sitting here thinking of like 10 words I could think of to describe Brendan. They're all
Really? Not bad.
no.
Okay, because you know what, Jay? Let's switch it. Describe her
Okay.
in 1 word and vice versa.
Um,
Be nice.
outgoing.
That's a nice way of
Yes.
saying it.
Be loud. Outgoing. Okay.
I would say Brendan is very humble.
And then the second question is, what does the word alpha mean to you? Simply.
Okay. Do you want to start?
Sure. Alpha. I mean, Ryder thinks he's one, so that's cool. He's definitely the little bitch boy to Scout.
Ricky.
I think we call that a beta.
He's a beta for sure. No, I think alpha is definitely a mindset. Like, I think it's if you have a passion or confidence for something. Oh wow, I didn't even realize it said that.
Brother, you're just being sweet and plugging us.
No, I was not. I didn't even realize it said
There
that.
you go.
That's so funny. But I do.
She's cheating on the test. Weird. No, we did. Continue. I'm sorry.
It's that.
So that's a mindset.
Yeah, I think it's a mindset. I think there's obviously a struggle with finding yourself as a person going through life and finding your passions and finding your meaning and whatever you feel like your purpose is on this crazy ass world. So I think it's a mindset of having just like choosing. This is gonna sound so cheesy. Choosing an alpha mindset, like choosing to approach each day with a positive outlook, choosing to create your own narrative, no matter what life throws at you. It's like, I'm gonna choose to get through this. I'm choosing to respond this way. I'm choosing, like, there's one thing you can control in this world, and that's how you choose to go through life and how you interact with everyone. And so I think it's kind of that's my way of viewing it is the mindset that you go into each day and the mindset that you go into your passions with or your relationships or your time with your loved ones. You have the choice to make it good or make it bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree with that, right? The whole mindset thing and then having a choice with it too. But when I think alpha, I think taking ownership, not only for yourself, but also how you make others feel around you. And it ties into leadership and I think everyone can be a leader in a different way. And I think of an alpha as someone who, again, leads by example in their own ways. Some people are going to be right up front and center. Some people are the quiet leaders, but everyone has a role in that group chemistry. And that group chemistry, you can think about it as the world as a whole too, and society. It doesn't have to be a team score. It doesn't have to be a small business or anything, or just like those things. It comes into play. We need everybody. We need everyone from the quiet leader to the loud, boisterous one.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, I think it's really it's taking ownership for how you conduct yourself, the repercussions of that, and the benefits of that, and how you make others feel. I love it. Yeah.
Those are perfect answers. So,
We passed.
what you guys passed? That's Nick. All right, so what's coming up next? What can the audience look forward?
Well, if you want to check out our music, it's The Bears Forts on Spotify, Apple Music, all of that, all the streaming platforms. If you don't have subscriptions to any of those things, you can listen to all of our tracks on YouTube as well. For free. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but it just got uploaded, so.
Weird.
And I find a funny video of Shannon dropping a mic on Markham Street Festival.
No, we're not gonna go there.
The wind was very strong. Strong.
Yeah, it was. It actually, yeah, that was. Yeah, we've had some mishaps on stage. It's fine. That's showbiz, baby. But yeah, and then our next single, "Pull My Heart Away," will be out May 16th.
May 16th. Okay. Awesome, guys.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and then obviously you're more than welcome to come back anytime. Yeah. But you guys have a good rest of the day, and we appreciate you guys. We love you. Bye.